Hello and welcome to Ready Bet Action. Welcome to the first day of Euro 2024. Super excited to be here with a very special guest. Titus is here with me. He happens to be the winner of the March Madness tournament, the Ready Bet Action tournament. He also happens to be a very, very well-rounded soccer aficionado. He knows just about everything about everyone out there. And so we're going to have him come on and join us and talk about some of his favorite teams, some storylines he likes, some players he likes. Titus, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Stefan?
I am doing great. Excited to watch some Germany-Scotland today as the dogs are barking outside. But we are going to start off with, let's start with Germany, the hosts, the first team to play today. What are some of your expectations around Germany and kind of some players you like? What can we expect from Germany here?
Well, I expect a good result with the first game of the opening game of the tournament. I think they're gonna win it, but just let alone in the entire tournament, I think they will do fairly well.
Yeah, and I think it's been since 1984. When you were just a small child, when the last time a host nation won the Euros. And so it has been, 40 years since a host team has won. So it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of break that trend or not. Do you think Germany has the talent that they could actually win the whole thing?
I think they have the talent, but I don't know if they're better than France or England.
Yeah, that's fair. Who are some names of players that you think we should be looking at when thinking about Germany?
Definitely Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, maybe. Maybe Leroy Sané. He could have a good Euros if he starts. Maybe Kai Havertz. I think he has had a really good season for Arsenal, and maybe he'll continue it in the Euros.
Yeah. Florian Wirtz came onto the scene big time with Bayer Leverkusen. Do you think I've heard some people talking about how he might be an interesting choice for the young player of the tournament? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't disagree with it. If he has a good tournament, then I could see it, but it all depends on how the entire thing goes. But I'm not all that surprised. I would not be surprised if that all happened.
Yeah. Him and Musiala both, I think, are pretty high up on the odds to be the young player of the year. Talk to me a little bit about this German defense. We've got some pretty big names in Rudiger and Todd Schlotterbeck. Who do you think is going to start, and what do you think German fans can expect from those guys?
I think who's going to start is definitely Rudiger, and I think Ta will start over Schlotterbeck. And I think the German fans will be excited for both of the two. One of them is a Champions League winner, and the other had another Bayern Leverkusen undefeated streak over Benfica.
Yeah. No, that's great. We also have guys like Joshua Kimmich, who is not an all-time, but one of the great German players right now. Do you think he will have a good tournament? While you're talking, I'm going to get those dogs to be quiet. So you keep going, Titus.
I think he will have a pretty good tournament, but he will be playing right back because recently at Bayern Munich, the coach has been playing more at defense right back than CDM. So I think he will have a decent tournament at defense and offensively if he gets the chance because he's playing right back, I think. So.
Okay, nice. Anything else you want to say about Germany, or do you want to move on to kind of a team that you and I have talked about a lot as a dark horse?
I'll just say one more thing about Germany. I think that I definitely think that the goalkeeper options are difficult, Neuer or Ter Stegen. I would put Ter Stegen in, but Neuer is also a good choice, and I know the German coaches highly rate him.
Yeah, no, that'll be an interesting decision. I also think Ter Stegen is a little bit better. Let's jump into Hungary, a team that we both kind of have slated as a dark horse. I think everyone knows about Dominik Szoboszlai, very creative attacking midfielder for Liverpool. He missed the last tournament for Hungary, but they were slotted in the group of death, so maybe not too unexpected that they didn't do so well last tournament. What do you think is the expectations here? What should we know about Hungary?
I think that we should know that I think they could be a dark horse, as we said. They could be moving on pretty far into the Euros as they have a 14-game unbeaten streak.
That's pretty impressive. Hungary too. I remember I was looking at some of the betting odds yesterday, and you can get them to score over 3.5 or 4.5 team goals throughout the tournament. I like that an awful lot because, like you said, if we think they're going to go to maybe the quarterfinals, that means they're going to be playing at least 5 games. That means they just need 1 goal a game. I think Hungary is more than capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So I like that an awful lot. What else who are some other players that we might want to have like in the back of our mind as we think about
Other
Hungary?
than Szoboszlai, I think we should think of Kirkez, the Bournemouth left back, who might be playing left mid or left back, depends on the formation. Galassi at goalie for RB Leipzig, and Dennis Orban at center back. He could be good at holding the defense.
Nice, excellent. Let's jump to a team that I really am excited about. A team that has not played a home match in a couple of years because of the war going on, and that's Ukraine. They have been extremely impressive in qualifying. They were in a really tough group with Italy and England, so no real shame in being third place in that group. But Ukraine, an exciting squad here. What are your thoughts on them? Do you think they have the opportunity to do anything of interest in the tournament?
I think they could get far to the. I think they definitely have the talent to get to the round of 16 at least. It depends on who they face, and if they face a.
It could be the Netherlands.
Yeah,
I don't. They're both seconds.
I don't think they could get past the Netherlands, but it depends on the team. But they have talented players as like Dovbyk, the La Liga top scorer
for Girona.
Yeah, Girona. Yeah. And they have Mudryk. He's not good for Chelsea. Well, not too good, but he has been good for Ukraine lately.
Yeah, and I know as an Arsenal fan, you also Zinchenko will be playing more of a left midfield position than left back. What do you think about that?
I like the idea. It's kind of like Trent Alexander-Arnold playing midfield, but it's more like I think he's more built as a defender, but I think he can definitely score goals. I've seen him, and he had in the Premier League season, he scored against Sheffield United a really good goal.
Yeah, I like him and Mudryk on that left side. I think they'll be pushing a lot from that wing position and really focus on the attack there. Zinchenko's so good at passing the ball, got great vision. Yeah, I think it'll be tough in that group with Belgium, but I do see them maybe coming out as the second place team in that group. But Romania is fun too. Again, Hagi is one of their star players whose dad was someone who was incredible when I was your age, probably. Let's get to Turkey, another exciting squad. This team was everyone's dark horse last time around, and they ended up only scoring 1 goal. Really disappointing tournament. So I think a lot of us are hesitant and skeptical about getting behind this team. Do you think this could be different? Do you think maybe we should give Turkey a chance?
I think we should give them a chance because I think they could be getting second in the group over Czechia and Georgia with although their star player or one of them, Unal, he is injured on his loan spell at Bournemouth. That is one of their best players, but they do have Güler for Madrid, and he is a very exciting player. And they have Koksu for he's former Feyenoord player, and he plays at Benfica.
Yeah, they have some interesting options at attack too. We talked about them on the long show with Yildiz coming in at striker. His first match that he ever played on the international level was against Germany, where he scored a goal. Really exciting young player we could see from. So Turkey is someone that maybe you are still excited about, even though a lot of us are nervous.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch them play. I was about to mention Yildiz. He is a very good talent, and he could be one of the futures for Juventus in the Serie A. And I think he could definitely get Turkey a couple goals here and there.
And they also have a world-class midfielder whose name I can never pronounce
Çalhanoğlu
from Inter Milan.
Çalhanoğlu or something like that.
yeah.
Something along those lines.
From Inter
Çalhanoğlu.
Milan. He was one of the Serie A players of the year in 23. So exciting team. Exciting team. Let's jump over to Spain. One of the tournament favorites. They're probably like in that 4 to 6 range as far as highest likely odds to win the whole thing. They are in a tough group with Croatia, Italy, and Albania. A lot of people, myself included, are a little bit nervous about their lack of experience in their attack, but also the defense maybe not being as great as it once was. What are your thoughts on Spain?
I think they have they can use some defenders. They have a really good midfield. And with the offense, I think they're going to be starting Yamal, maybe in Nico Williams.
Yeah, that's a fun, exciting team.
Those are two youngsters that I like giving the chance to youngsters. But what if they don't have the experience and they get knocked out if they knock out Spain because they don't have the experience in international football?
Yeah. Yeah, a 16, well, I guess he'll turn 17 during the tournament, but a 16-year-old player going up against some of these teams, like you look at Croatia's team, and they've got a bunch of 25, 30-year-old men out there going up against this kid. It'll be interesting to see if he can hang with them.
But that's like Güler. He's 17 and he's going to be playing against Cristiano Ronaldo or Rafael Leao.
Yeah.
Like, two amazing players, one of them young also.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be exciting. Let's get to our favorite team, the reason why we love soccer as much as we do, and that is the Oranje Netherlands. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to let you have a go at this.
I think it is a pretty interesting squad because they have a ton of young players like Xavi Simons, Jeremy Frimpong, but they do have quite a bit of old players like Virgil van Dijk and players along those lines.
Like Memphis Depay as well. He's been around for a while, a lot of experience.
Yeah, and they could help teach all the younger players. Like Virgil van Dijk can be teaching Van de Ven how to have such good defense, and hold all its back.
Yeah, so one of my concerns for the Dutch is just despite the fact that they have such great names on paper, you mentioned Van Dijk, De Ligt, Frimpong, even guys like Daley Blind who have a lot of tournament experience. Good names defensively, yet the Dutch often, when they play good teams, give up a lot of goals. I'm kind of concerned about that. I could see us taking care of the weaker teams like Poland, but when we're playing teams like France or Portugal, maybe in the quarterfinals, that's where I really get nervous because I'm not sure our spacing is always correct because we just seem to put Virgil van Dijk in these really bad situations where it's like a 3-on-2 or something like that.
And also if they get past our defenders, I think they could have a goal because we don't really have a decent goalkeeper. We have Verbrugge, Noppert, and Bijlow. They're not too decent, so I want to work on that position, but they can maybe have a good tournament.
Yeah, what do you think is the likely outcome for the Dutch?
The likely outcome? Like quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too, which I think if you can't bet, of course. But for those of you who can, I think taking the Netherlands to reach the quarterfinals is a really smart bet. You can get that at plus 135. So positive money there. So I like that an awful lot. Jeremy Frimpong, I think, is another guy who is going to become I don't know how well known he is outside of soccer nerds because he does play for Bayer Leverkusen. And although they had that incredible season, I don't know if most Americans really watch that. So Frimpong is definitely someone to keep an eye on. He plays with Florian Wirtz, who we mentioned earlier, a really exciting team. It'll be interesting to see what the Netherlands do to replace Frankie de Jong and Toon Koopmeiners. You and I have been debating who we think the Netherlands should start in midfield. How would you like to see them line up?
I would like to see. I don't think this is going to happen because I know Ronald Koeman plays Xavi Simons at the right wing, but I would like to play him at center attacking mid, and then Reinders and maybe Gravenberch at the center mids.
Yeah. Gravenberch will be interesting to see what he does in this tournament. Good move for him going to Liverpool, but the injury and then just a bit of lack of form kind of kept him from playing much at the end of the year. Schouten is another name for the Dutch that I think he's going to have the opportunity, kind of a late bloomer. He's already in his mid-20s, but he's going to have the opportunity to hold down that midfield, I think. Be interesting to see what Koeman does with Gini Wijnaldum. I kind of hope he doesn't start him against the better teams. Maybe against Poland, it's fine, but hopefully we get some of our youth some more experience and some more minutes. I said on the long show that I think this Dutch team is good, but I think the future is really bright. I think for the World Cup in 2 years, this team could be something really special if guys like Joshua Zirkzee and Brian Brobbey can develop into true strikers. What do you think?
I agree with that, but it's just like, honestly, like if we can get a better goalie in that time, and if we with Virgil van Dijk and all these older players, can we get a better player in that position? Like, could Van de Ven step up in Van Dijk's spot in 2 years?
Yeah, and I guess I always, when it comes to Dutch players, take the best. I just assume the best and be like, Van de Ven's going to be world class, and De Ligt is world class, and Gerald Hato is only 17 and already the captain of Ajax, and he's going to be incredible. And so, I just am always overly optimistic until we play games. Then I get very pessimistic.
Yeah.
All right, so Poland, the Netherlands kicks off on Sunday. What is your match results prediction for that game?
Well, it used to be like 2-1 maybe, but Lewandowski is not going to be fit for the first game, and I think it could be 2-0 or 1-0. And I think once the Dutch score in the second half, like I think they're going to get it quick in the second half, but play defensive in the first, then they will just stay back and hold the ball.
Hold the ball, play some possession. Sounds good. All right, anything else before we get out of here?
Well, I also think that one thing could happen is that Joey Veerman, he could maybe start over Gravenberch, and he could either be a very good player for the Dutch, like a passer and assister, or he could just have like a very tournament.
Yeah, it'll be important to see what he can do in that pivot position for the Dutch. Super excited. Again, the Euros kick off in just about 2 hours here. We can't wait. We hope you guys follow us along. Again, you can follow us on Ready Bet Action on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, all those good things. Titus, thank you so much for joining us today. You excited for the Euros?
Of course.
Of course. All right, let's go. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.